Good evening. Okay, we're going to ask everyone to get ready for the board meeting. We have started our board meeting. Welcome to everyone that's here tonight. We have a good crowd here. We're thankful for our community showing up and our administrators and our parents, of course, more than anything else. We thank you for your support. At this time, would everyone please stand with us for the Pledge of Allegiance? Directly after, we will have the Kids at Hope Pledge. Treasure Hunters Pledge. I pledge Please remain standing as we recite the Treasure Hunters Pledge. As an adult and treasure hunter, I am committed to search for all the talent, skills, and intelligence that exist in all children and youth. I believe all children are capable of success, no exceptions. You may be seated. We want to remind our viewers that we do have a running stroll of our agenda meeting and voting items. This stroll starts at about 15 minutes prior to our board meetings, and it ends with the gavel calling the meeting to order. You can even scan the QR code seen on the screen prior to the meeting to view the agenda yourself. You can also go on our website to assess the agenda, and our in-person audience can grab a copy of the agenda at the entrance of the meeting. So there's all type of ways that you can get that agenda. Now, at this time, as we can all see, we have a very special presentation from Chester A. Moore Elementary School students. They will do a performance for us, and they will be up under the direction of Miss Karen Holmes. So at this time, Miss Karen Holmes, you can begin the performance.
Good evening. My name is Casey Nelson. I am a first grade student at the Chester A. Moore K-8. Tonight, students from our school will perform the song This Is Me from the movie The Greatest Showman. The movie tells the story of a creative and ambitious young P.T. Barnum who rose from nothing to become a world-famous circus director. I have read all the lyrics, and trust me, I'm a good reader. I love this song because it represents many of our students at camp. I am not a stranger to the dark. Hide away, they say, because we don't want your broken parts. I've learned to be ashamed of all my scars. Run away, they say. No one will love you as you are, but I won't let them break me down to dust. I know that there's a place for us, for we are glorious. Ladies and gentlemen, under the direction of Ms. Holmes, Ms. McAuliffe, and Ms. Rogers, we hope you enjoy our presentation. Let the show begin.
I make no apologies, huh? This is me. Very good, young people. Thank you so much for that entertainment. You have really blessed us with your presence tonight. And we want to especially thank Principal Thelma Jackson for the work that she does. Our principal at C.A. Moore. Where is Miss Holmes? Thank you, Miss Holmes. Thank you for the work that you do with the arts and with our young people. And parents, more important than anyone here is your presence. If you are here this evening, please stand so that we can acknowledge you, all parents to these wonderful students. We thank you and we appreciate your support to St. Lucie County Public Schools. We certainly could not do this without you. We work all together as a village to make a difference in our children's lives. Thank you so much. At this time, I'm going to open up the public comment. It is the proposed adoption of amendments to School Board Policies Number 2215, Program of Instruction, Policy Number 2370, Educational Options, Policy Number 2370.001, Virtual Instruction, Policy Number 2440, Summer Programs, Policy Number 2520, Selection of Adoption of Instructional Materials, Policy Number 5420, Reporting Student Progress. If there is anyone in the audience that would like to comment on any of these policies, now is the time to do it. The public hearing has been open to you as a public. Seeing none, Superintendent, may we have your motion and your second on these policies?
Yes, Chairwoman Dr. Mills, I recommend the board adopt the proposed amendments to School Board Policy Number 2215, Program of Instruction, Policy 2370, Educational Options, Policy 2370.01, Virtual Instruction, Policy 2440, Summer Programs, Policy Number 2520, Selection and Adoption of Instructional Materials, Policy Number 2540, Audio-Visual Use, Policy Number 5410, Student Progression, and Policy Number 5420, Reporting Student Progress.
Board members, you've heard the superintendent's recommendation. May I have a second, a motion and a second, please?
Second.
So moved by Mr. Ingersoll, and second by Ms. Hawley. All in favor?
Aye.
Is there any discussion before we go any further? Okay. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0. At this time, we will close the public hearing. And we will move on at this time, Superintendent, for the special order of business as well as our special thanks and recognition.
All right, at this time, I would like to invite the best chief of communications in the state of Florida, Miss Lydia Martin, for our special recognitions.
Thank you.
Ms. Martin.
Thank you so much. Madam Chair, Board Member, Superintendent Dr. Prince, for the first special recognition, I'd like to invite Marcy Lucky, Director of Exceptional Student Education, to the podium, and she will share with us information about this proclamation.
Good evening, Madam Chair, Dr. Mills, board members, and Superintendent Dr. Prince. During the month of April, St. Lucie Public Schools celebrates autism awareness and acceptance throughout our district. It is my honor to introduce Mrs. Anne Marie Mizuraki, the program specialist for the autism program for St. Lucie Public Schools. Thank you, Anne Marie, for providing guidance, knowledge, and support to our 12 schools with autism programs and 36 classrooms for autism within our district.
Thank you, Mrs. Lucky. If I could have my friend Binsky just stand here. Good evening, Madam Dr. Mills, Chairman Dr. Mills, school board members, and Superintendent Dr. Prince. As Mrs. Lucky said, my name is Anne Marie Mizuraki. I'm the program specialist for autism spectrum disorders, and it is my absolute pleasure to introduce Binsky Levinsky to everyone tonight. He is an 8th grader at Westgate K-8 School, who will be reading the proclamation tonight for us. Binsky has autism. Despite the fact that some things may be challenging for him, he displays an eagerness to participate in school activities and make new friends. He is active in extracurricular activities at school, currently serving on the middle school student council as one of the presidents, which is a position he campaigned for and was elected into. His teachers described him as kind, funny, determined, and respectful, but not afraid to speak up to advocate for himself and his peers. Thank you for being here tonight, Binsky.
No problem. Okay. Here I go. Good evening. My name is Binsky Levinsky, and I'm going to read the resolution of the School Board of State Lucey County proclaiming the month of April 2025 as Autism Awareness and Acceptance Month. Whereas autism spectrum disorder is a neurological difference that can affect anyone regardless of race, ethnicity, gender, or socioeconomic background, and whereas autism spectrum disorder affects 1 in 36 children in the United States and approximately 1,137 of students in St. Lucie County schools as of February 2025, and whereas males are almost 4 times more likely to have autism spectrum disorder than females. And whereas autism spectrum disorder is estimated to be the fastest growing developmental disabilities in the United States by the Centers for Disease Control, CDC, and Autism Spectrum Disorder Disabilities, ADDM. And whereas individuals with autism are individuals are first and foremost with unique strengths and abilities, and whereas characteristics of autism spectrum disorder present themselves in a variety of combinations, it can result in a lifelong impacts of an individual's ability to learn, develop relationships, and understand verbal and nonverbal communication, and whereas early diagnosis and intervention as well as ongoing support from family, doctors, therapists, educators, and can positively impact people with autism spectrum disorder to achieve better outcomes and a higher quality of life. And whereas many individuals with autism are successfully living, working, and contributing to the well-being of others in the state, Lucey County, and whereas people with autism spectrum disorder should have access to appropriate services throughout their lifetime so that they may achieve their greatest potential and lead happy and productive lives fully included within their communities. Whereas the School Board of St. Lucie County prides itself on being a student-centered community where educators are committed to developing programs and providing services that meet the diverse academic and social needs of all of our student body, including those with autism. Now, therefore, be it resolved, the School Board of St. Lucie County, Florida, does hereby proclaim the month of April as Autism Awareness and Acceptance Month, and urges and personnel all students to participate in Autism Awareness and Acceptance Month activities in order to become better educated on the strengths and needs of those with autism spectrum disorder. That's all, no exceptions.
Thank you, Mr. Lewinsky. Thank you, Ms. Lucky. And thank you, yeah, come on. Yeah, let's stand. Okay, Board, I will entertain a motion and a second to accept the Autism Proclamation for the month of April.
So moved.
So moved by Ms. Arison and second by Mr. Ingersoll. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Young man, you did an excellent job. Would you please stand and let us give you another hand clap? Stand up, young man. There you go.
And Madam Chair, at this time, if you wouldn't mind coming down and we can get some photos for the rest of the special orders as well as this one. Congratulations and thank you. At this time, I'd like to invite Deb Mock and Roger Priest to come forward with the Fort Pierce Kiwanis, who will recognize our St. Lucie County Fair school display winners.
Hello to the school board members, Madam Chair Dr. Mills and Dr. Prince. Thank you for allowing us to present over $7,000 in award money to the winning schools. My name is Deb Mock. This is Gabby Simpson. She is the president of Fort Pierce Sunrise Kiwanis, and we are a club that is about to celebrate 100 years old. When that happens in 2026, we'll be having big celebrations we'll be telling you about. Fort Pierce Sunrise Kiwanis is a global organization of volunteers dedicated to improving the world one child and one community at a time. Each year, we collaborate with the school system to have schools create unique and creative booths designed around a theme. This year's theme was St. Lucie Schools, Navigating the Future. This year's booths went beyond our expectations and created displays to show our students are headed towards a very bright future. Special thanks to Lydia Martin, the Chief Communications Officer, which Dr. Prince duly noted she is the best in that, and all of the state of Florida and probably the United States, for helping Kiwanis and myself coordinate each year and come up with a theme. Together we, every year, come up with something, and we're always surprised at how well everyone does. And to also Robin Hall, who was the concessions manager from the fair. Special thanks to all our sponsors who graciously recognize the talented students and teachers that create the outstanding displays each year. If any sponsor is in the audience, we would like to have them come forward when called to be recognized with the winning school members present and have their pictures taken. So to begin with, you'll see up on the display that the first place winners are who we will begin with. We have 3 categories. We have elementary, middle school K-8, and high school. So to begin with, the first place winners who will receive $1,000 each. Rivers Edge Elementary, will you come forward, please? And this is a sponsorship by Garber Buick GMC. You go up and take that. Yeah, we can. The next first place winner is Palm Point K-8. They will receive $1,000. And finally, the high school division, St. Lucie West Centennial High School. While they are gathering, I want to also let you know that we have community members that come in and do the judging for these school booths. If you can see as you look up on the display board, they are phenomenal, and it is a very hard decision to decide who wins these. But they come in each year and score individually each of the displays, and that's how we come up with the winners. Thank you so much. Next, we will go to the second place winners. Before we announce them, I want to do a huge shout out to the Florida Retired Educators Association. They help us each year by coming to the fair, and they are there when people come in to vote for People's Choice, which we will announce at the end. Our elementary winner for second place that is sponsored by Dermody Pediatric Dentistry is Lawnwood Elementary. Second place for K-8 Middle is Southern Oaks Middle. And second place in high school is Lincoln Park Academy. Each of these schools, we will be receiving $500 each. Our next group of winners, sponsored by R.K. Davis Construction Corporation, will be third place. They will receive $250, and the elementary schools is White City Elementary. Our next group is Southport Middle for the K-8 Middle School Division. And our last high school winner is Port St. Lucie High. While they gather, I'd also like to give a big shout out to Westwood's 4-H High School Club. They provide a wonderful barbecue for all of the judges and sponsors that come the night that we make the decision for who the winners are. And they do an outstanding job providing us with the food that night for the barbecue. The next winners that we have, we call them out-of-the-box winners. These go to displays that didn't quite go with our theme, but we thought needed recognition. They are sponsored by the St. Lucie County Fair, and they will win $250 each. Our first group is Lakewood Park Elementary. K-8 Middle School, Okamic. And in the high school division, Fort Pierce Central High. While the high school division is up here, I want to let everyone know that Fort Pierce Sunrise Kiwanis sponsors the Key Clubs that are in our high schools. We are sponsoring 6 high school Key Clubs now in St. Lucie County, and we are very, very proud of that. Thank you. Our next winner is sponsored by CMTA Allegiance Company, and this is called the Kiwanis Pick, because as we see who all the winners are that night after the judges have voted, we would like to give another award, and this year it went to Forest Grove Middle. $250. I hope many of you were able to go to the fair and see the displays this year. They were incredible. The hard work that the students and the sponsors put into the booths is just a fabulous thing to see. And if you've never seen it, but you've been to the fair, please seek out the Kiwanis building, and that is where you will see these displays. Our next winner is called a Wild Card Award winner. This is sponsored by Fort Pierce Yacht Club, and the winner for that is Allapattah Flats, K-8, $250. And finally, our next winner is something that's called People's Choice. For this award, during the fair, people come through our booth and they can vote on who they felt had the best display for the theme or just because they want to vote for that school. This year, we had over 7,000 votes come in. We're especially proud to team up with the St. Lucie County Elections Office because students get to walk in and they get to vote using a real voting machine. And we feel that that is such a good experience for them. So the winner for People's Choice this year that will receive $1,000 is Lincoln Park Academy. So that is the conclusion of all of the awards that Fort Pierce Sunrise Kiwanis is able to give away because of our generous sponsors. And we would like to invite you next year to come to the fair and see the wonderful work that our students will do. Who knows what the theme will be? Lydia and I will be thinking for the next year what it will be. Sure.
Congratulations to all the winners, and a special thanks to the Sunrise Fort Pierce Kiwanis for their partnerships.
Thank you. Oh.
Take that one.
Which one do you need? This is all mine.
All right, and the winning just doesn't stop around here. I'd like to invite Dr. Kevin G. Perry to the podium, who will share with us some essay contest winners.
Madam Chair, board members, Superintendent Prince, Samuel S. Gaines served the students of St. Lucie Public School as a board member for 40-plus years. At the time of his retirement, he was one of the longest sitting board members in the state of Florida. In recognition of his pioneering efforts, the school board named one of the newest K-8s at that time in his honor, now known as Samuel Gaines Academy of Emerging Technologies. In addition, the celebration of African American History Month, students have an opportunity to participate in the yearly Samuel Gaines Essay Contest. Joining me tonight are Brandon Noble and Brian Garcia of Remnant Construction, which has been our scholarship sponsor for the essay contest since its inception. Gentlemen. And at this time, we'd like to make some awards to those winners. The elementary school prompt was to describe an influential African American in St. Lucie County who impacted their life and explain what that person did to make such a difference. In third place, from Windmill Point Elementary, Ariana Tran. In second place, from Mariposa Elementary, Zawana Phillips. And in first place, from Samuel Gaines Academy, June Candell. In the middle school division, the prompt was to describe two inventions created by African Americans and explain how these creations impacted society. In third place for middle school, from Lincoln Park Academy, Mason Ricksecker. In second place from Samuel Gaines Academy, Catherine Jules. And in first place, from Palm Point, Sam Stoller. The high school prompt was to create a social media hashtag for African American History Month. Tell the ideas, events, adventures, and/or activities using your hashtag that it will represent. And in third place, from Lincoln Park Academy, Hannah Dorval. In second place, from Lincoln Park Academy, Sydney Daniel. And in first place, from Fort Pierce Central High School, Andrew Robinson. Madam Chair, school board members, Superintendent Prince, before Brandon and Brian leave, as I mentioned to you earlier, they have been the scholarship, monetary, and your checks are right behind your certificates, sponsors for this essay contest since its inception. So, of course, we want to thank them for being our sponsor again, Remnant Construction. Everybody, one more time for Remnant Construction and our wonderful students.
Thanks again. And just for the award recipients, once again, there are checks behind the certificates. So don't wait 5 years from now to discover it. It is back there. At this time, I'd like to invite Ms. Esther Rivera, Director of Student Services, forward, who will share the February and March AIM for 100 Attendance Awards.
Good evening, Madam Chairman, Dr. Mills, board members, Superintendent Dr. Prince. St. Lucie Public Schools has worked diligently and strategically to increase attendance at our school sites. Many schools have implemented interventions and positive initiatives to encourage attendance and promote the importance of being in school. The district's attendance team has created an AIM for 100 initiative that recognizes schools that have gone above and beyond. For the month of February, several schools will be recognized for implementing the most creative methods and have gained the highest attendance. For the month of March, several schools will be recognized for implementing creative methods and growing since last year. Each of these schools has truly embraced a culture of ensuring our students are attending school, and congratulations. Principals, when I call up your name, may you and your attendance teams please come up to be recognized. For the month of February, we have 4 schools: Floresta Elementary School, Allapattah K-8 School, Southport Middle School, and Lincoln Park Academy. May you come up, please. For the March Challenge, we will recognize schools by levels. So first, we're going to look at elementary. C.A. Moore Elementary, Floresta Elementary, Francis K. Sweet Elementary, Lawnwood Elementary, Morningside Elementary, Village Green Elementary, Weatherby Elementary, White City Elementary, and Windmill Point Elementary. Congratulations. Once again, all these schools are being recognized for increasing their attendance from last year to this year. For our K-8 schools, we would like to recognize Allapattah K-8, Manatee K-8, Northport K-8, Oak Hammock K-8, Palm Point K-8, Sam Gaines K-8, St. Lucie West K-8, and Westgate K-8. Congratulations. Lastly, we will recognize middle school and high schools together. We have Dan McCarty Middle School, Forest Grove Middle School, Southern Oaks Middle School, Fort Pierce Central High School, PSL High School, and St. Lucie West Centennial High School. Congratulations.
All right, congratulations once again to all of those schools for making significant improvements in attendance from last year to this year. Now we have our special thanks and recognition awards. These are exceptional employees who have gone above and beyond. The first is a group of individuals who participated in coordinating a complex Spanish, deaf, and hard of hearing evaluation. These individuals were nominated by Jennifer Carey, ESC Program Specialist, and she states a heartfelt thank to Janina, Veronica, Melissa, and Yvette for their exceptional roles in assisting and coordinating a complex hard of hearing evaluation. The professionalism and teamwork displayed were truly unparalleled, and it was a joy to witness their unique skills and expertise. Each individual contributed to the collaborative assessment. Each individual's passion for helping students was evident throughout the process. So congratulations to all those recipients, and please come forward. Congratulations and thank you. Next, we want to recognize Laura Granello from the Human Resources Office. She was nominated by Crystal Cruz from Transportation. She states that Laura's contributions are nothing short of amazing. She consistently processes every hiring request with remarkable speed and meticulous attention to detail. Her efforts in helping move forward applications allow the transportation team to focus on recruiting and staffing. So congratulations to Laura. Congratulations. And next we have Kristen Whalen Hennick, who is an attendance clerk at Southport Middle School, but was nominated by Rob D'Amato from our Facilities and Maintenance Department. And this is an example of somebody really going outside of their job role. The Maintenance and Facility Department recently provided an appreciation luncheon for all of the custodial staff. The original luncheon plans were canceled due to hurricanes in October, and they wanted to do more than pizza this year, and they wondered how they could feed 300 people. That is when the culinary genius appeared, Kristen, and she rose to the challenge. She was able to create and plan a lunch with the support of the Facilities Department. She committed herself to an entire weekend of preparing the lunch with a menu that was chicken parmesan, chicken marsala, baked ziti, Caesar salad. It's about dinner time around here. And a variety of home-cooked desserts. She supervised the lunch on her day off, directing the maintenance and custodial managers as servers and ensuring the food came out hot and consistently. We want to thank her for going above and beyond and making the custodial luncheon one of the best ever. Congratulations, she is truly a star. So come forward, Kristen. Congratulations, and that concludes our special orders of business for this evening.
So as we can all see, we have some wonderful people, wonderful, wonderful people here in St. Lucie County Public Schools. Thank you all for the work you do every single day to make a difference. At this time, is David Freeman here? We want to do our EASL report, or someone that's there you go, representing ESOL. Welcome, come on up to the podium. Good to see you again.
Good evening, Madam Chair, school board members, and Superintendent Dr. Prince. I think he just stepped out. I am Laura Levitt-Estima. I'm an education support professional. Even though we're having some turbulence here with the weather, it is still a beautiful day here in St. Lucie Public Schools. I rise representing our union, the Education Association of St. Lucie, as the executive board member, classified union vice president. As you all know, the Education Association of St. Lucie represents members in 3 units here. We are CTA, CU, and the professional and technical employees in our district. I want you to know, as a recipient of public education received right here in St. Lucie Public Schools, I am an advocate and a supporter of public education. The initiatives set forth to educate all children in a caring and safe environment, as well as a safe environment for my fellow constituents. As an alumnus of the original Fort Pierce Westwood High School, I am excited to see the construction of my alma mater coming into full fruition. It has been a long time coming, and I am excited to welcome the all-new Fort Pierce Westwood, the West Prep Magnet School. Dr. Alfonso is doing an excellent job, I want him to know as well. And you know, I have 5 students that graduated from a public school here in St. Lucie County, so I am a true advocate. I'm not just talking it, I'm walking it. I'm excited that the school is being rebuilt on its original premises on Panther Lane, because if you went to school here and you have pride, once a Panther is always a Panther. And about 2 weeks ago, I had the opportunity to attend special sessions at the state capitol. I was able to speak to some of our lawmakers and representatives concerning public education. With that said, tonight I'm here to urge this board to take a clear and a public stance in opposition of HB 123. That's House Bill 123. This bill silences the voices of educators, families, and the broader community. It allows a small group of individuals without meaningful transparency or consensus to convert a public school into a charter school. Once that happens, the charter operators can set their own enrollment policies, potentially pushing out students who've called that school home for years. To be honest, HB 123 isn't about improving education. It's about giving private charter corporations a shortcut to take over our schools. These companies are not accountable to the public in the same way that our district is. Here in St. Lucie Public Schools, we serve all students. Charter schools are not required to serve all students, only the students they choose to keep. House Bill 123 is fiscally responsible and focuses on a real-world problem. This bill has potential to significantly change Florida's education landscape as we know it. This bill would exclude school boards, teachers, and school administrators from votes over whether to convert a public school into a charter school. That decision would fall instead to parents with children enrolled at a school in questions. The parents would get to choose. We're asking you, our elected school board officials, to stand with your students, your educators, and your community by publicly opposing House Bill 123. Make it clear that you believe in strong, inclusive public schools like I do, and that you won't stand silent while the promise is undermined like I have done. My prayer is that we as a district will continue to move forward in our efforts to work collaboratively as we have done in the past and as we continue to do to strive for best practices for our district. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, Ms. Laura. And, you know, you're not the only graduate from Westwood. My daughter, I have a child that graduated from Westwood, and I'm just so happy that we are getting a new school now. That's been long in wait. But thank you so much for your comments, and thank you for your voice. CWA, Ms. Vickers, come. No report from Ms. Vickers for CWA. So do we have Ms. Morgan here, our president of our Youth Advisory Council? Is she here or someone to represent? Not this evening, okay. So we're going to move right along to our consent agenda. The adoption of the consent agenda. May I have a motion and a second to adopt the consent agenda as presented? So moved.
Second.
Mr. Ingersoll, second Ms. Aerosol. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Superintendent, may we have your recommendation to approve the consent agenda items tonight?
I recommend the board approve the consent agenda submitted.
Superintendent recommends that the board approves the agenda. Open for discussion. Is there any items you'd like to remove for separate vote and discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
We need a motion.
Oh, okay, give me a motion. And a second, please. Mr. Ingersoll? Second, Ms. Hawley? Okay, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Okay, we come up to agenda item 19, it's informational reports. There's two this evening. One is the district piggyback contract list for 2024-25, and the other, for informational purposes only, is the charter school monthly financial reports for February 2025. So you have your information, board members. You can read it and see what it's all about there. And it's only for information. We do not vote on those items. Superintendent and staff reports, Dr. Prince.
Thank you, Dr. Mills. Just a couple of comments, and then I'm going to take a pivot. So you're welcome, America, because I'm going to do some stream of consciousness stuff this evening. First of all, I want to thank the board for attending the groundbreaking for the new K-8 on March 25th. It's hard to believe that a year from now, we'll have a new K-8 opening in the Western Grove area. We will be naming a principal in the coming months, so it's always exciting as we continue to grow our district and provide professional opportunities for administrators, teachers, support staff, et cetera. We took tours of Legacy High and the new Fort Pierce Westwood Academy. Once again, Remnant Construction, they left. However, those projects are on time, on budget, on schedule. Very pleased to report that the efficiency of those operations, especially as costs continue to go up, we've managed to keep our costs down. And I just want to thank our construction companies and all the various folks in the supply chain that help us do our work. Today was the South County Fair, at the Mid-Florida Conference Center in partnership with the Economic Development Council. We had hundreds of our students literally meeting local industry leaders and in many cases getting job offers right there. We try to make sure that our students, if they're not going to college, that they can immediately enter our workforce with meaningful work opportunities. And those relationships that they're building at those job fairs will pay them forward when they graduate from high school. I want to also mention the Young Floridian Awards is April 13th at the Sunrise Theater at 1 p.m. The North County Career Fair is going to be April 22nd at the Finn Center. And then the St. Lucie County Education Foundation Scholarship Award Nights is April 24th at Fort Pierce Central High School. And lastly, our Safety Festival is April 26th at Clover Park. A couple of reflections. We talked about public schools. I always say this, public schools are the genius of our democracy. The difference between public schools, charter schools, and private schools is charter schools and private schools can be selective on who they take. Public schools, we take all comers. We accept everyone, and we provide opportunity for everyone. And the reason I say that is I wanted to talk a little bit about today from personal experience. I moved here 10 years ago, and I'm so happy to say it was the greatest decision that I ever made. Now, my two older children had enrolled in public schools in the different places that I've been, but I brought my two younger children here to St. Lucie County. They entered our public schools, and they graduated. One particular student just spent his weekend at the Final Four, and congratulations to my beloved Florida Gators for winning the national title last night. I know I look extremely young. It is moisturizer, but 32 years ago, I was graduating at the University of Florida on May 2nd of 1992. On May 1st of 2025, my son will graduate from the University of Florida. And the reason I said he was at the Final Four is that it changed his life coming here. He came here as a young teenager who had been displaced twice from different moves that we had made for our family. And he had all I can say is a stuttering problem that was so hard on him, he could barely speak without, it was just difficult, let's put it that way. But coming here and what is it that makes transformational opportunities for kids? It's not just reading and math, but I go back to the arts. His passion became music. And it started at Palm Point with Mr. Hatfield. And then it continued at high school at Treasure Coast High School with Luke Hall and Bobby Ingram. And he became the drum major. And then he got a music scholarship at the University of Florida and full bright futures because of the opportunities afforded him to take college classes in high school and having full bright futures. And with that opportunity, he ended up playing in the marching band and in the pep band. And over the weekend, he traveled with the team with 15 other of his bandmates and got to see history being made, all because of a teacher. Now, that is public schools. And I'd also like to add, I cleared my schedule for the next 3 weeks. I sent an email to the board members because I wanted to do school visits. And the bottom line is I kind of say this, prepare, practice, perform. Prepare, practice, perform. You prepare for what you need to do, then you practice it, and then on that day you perform it. And it's really about high-stakes testing. So I talked to the principals. I said, look, I'm clearing my calendar. I'm going to come out, and I'm going to see for myself what's happening, because see the people over here? I got to trust them. Whenever they tell me something's happening, I've got to believe it's happening, right? But what a great opportunity. I'm going to clear my schedule, and I'm going to go out to the schools, and I'm going to see the great things that are happening. And I don't like reading at these, but I'm going to read you some of the things that I saw with these high-stakes visits that I took as I went to the schools the last couple of days. So it's really about reviewing testing conditions, because when I say students perform when they've practiced, we talk about high-stakes testing and how stressful it is. Well, if students are doing these kinds of things every day, it becomes not really stressful, okay? It's a great opportunity. So I went around. I learned at one school that cared so much. Guess what's coming up in a couple of weeks? The NFL draft. Well, you know what they're doing? They're doing a draft with students drafting the teacher they want to proctor them for the assessment. Okay, what a great strategy. I saw teachers discussing adaptive testing strategies. If you don't know what adaptive testing, look it up, because many of our tests, this is the first year we're doing adaptive testing on certain exams, and if students don't know how to answer those question items, it can hurt them on the test. And I actually saw students discussing adaptive testing strategies, and I saw teachers discussing that with students. I talked with students who shared with me how they've learned to practice with some of the calculators and the different calculator functions that they're going to need on the assessment. I talked to an ACE teacher. That's Cambridge, for those of you who don't know. That's teachers that are teaching a college class in high school. The teacher told me that he's not going to be proctoring for the test when they have to shut the school down, because he's meeting with all of his ACE students in the media center to go over some last-minute tips before they have to take their assessment. I had one clerk tell me she isn't proctoring, but she has her kids she's close to on campus, and the principal is allowing her to be in the classroom assisting with that assessment because it helps with the students' anxiety. I talked to a food service worker who knows when the students are going to be testing in the next few weeks so that the breakfast team can be extra encouraging on those days. I spoke with a maintenance staff member who knows when not to cut the grass so that students don't get distracted. I checked over 100 doors that are supposed to be locked, and guess what? Every single one of them was locked. I tell the principals this. The difference between an A school and a B school and a C school, an A school district and a B school district is in the details, and it's in the margins, and we're ready to take that step. Because I do think that when you leave things to chance, chances are you'll fail. So I want to commend the principals that are still left in the room, because I would have busted out of here as soon as I was recognized. But I'm going to say, you hardcore folks that stayed, I want to thank you for all that you do. And it's not just the principals, because what I found when I was visiting the schools, and by the way, I still got 2.5 weeks to go. It's that one meaningful relationship that a student has with an adult, and it doesn't have to be a teacher. It can be a clerk, it can be somebody in food service, it can be a paraprofessional, it can be the school resource deputy, it can be a guidance counselor, it can be the maintenance guy, it can be a paraprofessional, it can be an assistant principal, it could be a school board member. But anything that kid connects to, like my son connected to the arts program, that's the most meaningful thing, and that's what makes public education so great. So, with that being said, the next time we have a board meeting, we will be launched into high-stakes testing, and I have all the confidence in the world that our students are going to do great. That concludes my remarks.
We come to the time of our attorney's report. Attorney Scott, do you have any comments?
No report.
Thank you, Attorney Scott. And thank you, Dr. Prince, for your report as well. Okay, we now come to action items and board reports. We're going to deal with the action items first. We are at a point where we need to approve the approval of board members for out-of-district travel requests to attend the FSBA, and this will take place April 24th through April 25th, 2025 in Gainesville, Florida. We do have a board member here, Teresa Arison, will be attending for official school board business, and that said, travel does comply with the rules of the state of Florida. At this time, we're going to open up our public comment again. If anyone would like to address this, anything that you would like to say in regards to this, you can do it at this time. Okay, seeing no comments are here, we will move on to ask the superintendent to please give us his recommendation.
I recommend the board approved the out-of-district travel request.
I was going to say, you actually don't need a recommendation.
Yeah, I
on
was
this
about
item.
to, I was
Okay.
I was still going to give it anyway.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt, no. Okay, so at this time, we need a motion and a second.
Motion.
Okay, Mr. Ingersoll made the motion, Ms. Hawley did the second. Board members, are there any discussion from you guys at all on this? Okay, seeing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Thank you, supportive board, for helping me, and attorney, I appreciate that. All right, at this time, we're going to go right into the board members' report, and we're going to start out with Ms. Hawley this evening.
Thank you, Madam Chair. It has been a busy, busy month of March. Groundbreakings, tours of new schools, a lot of exciting things happening in St. Lucie County. Most of my month was spent in multiple trips to Tallahassee in reference to advocating for St. Lucie Public Schools and public schools statewide. It is an interesting climate in Tallahassee this year, but our representatives were receptive and willing to listen and ask good questions. So I have some hope in my heart that things will progress well for public schools, despite some that are directly targeting public schools. So what I ask of you is to continue to advocate for our public school system. We are the feet on the ground. It takes all of us working together to make it happen. If you have an opportunity to send your representatives a note, thank them for what they're doing for education, and just remind them, we're here every day for every student. Had the opportunity to sit in on several of the budget meetings. Budget is a lot different this year than it has been in the past as well. It's way more limited. So there are some things on the chopping block that we're watching very, very closely, but spending a lot of time with our lobbyists and those budget chairs to talk through the whole system on it. So just wanted you to know that we are active and spending time in Tallahassee, even though I am definitely a Florida Gator, and spending time with our legislators there, as well as when they're back and forth on their home turf. So if you do, though, it means a lot to them to hear from their constituents. So reach out, thank them for what they're doing, and remind them that public schools are indeed the backbone of our democracy. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Hawley. Ms. Harrison, your report, please.
Thank you. I, too, have had the opportunity to travel to Tallahassee. I've gone twice in the past month, once in the capacity of the school board, and spent some one-on-one time with our legislators. I got to sit in on the education committee chaired by actually our local representative, Dana Trabolsi, and sat in on the budget committee as well, and a lot of concerns. I did lead a delegation in my capacity as the chamber president of about 80 people. There are some things that are concerning us there. And, Board Member Hawley is right. There's a lot of things concerning education right now. And I think we are under attack, and it is very concerning. So there's a few lists of bills that hopefully we can push out in our capacity of the school board for residents to be concerned about and to contact our representation up in Tallahassee about, and if we can maybe give them some talking points, I encourage us to be able to put those out as a school board. I thank Dr. Prince for talking about Young Floridian. That is Sunday afternoon at the Sunrise Theater at 1 o'clock. The public is welcome to come to that. That is my capacity as the chamber president, and of course I invited all the school board members. Actually saw one of our Young Floridian nominees getting another award tonight, and I'm excited to hand those awards out. It's got a long tradition here in St. Lucie County. I also got the date for Swing Into Summer, which is a program we do with the Children's Services Council, the Chamber does with the Children's Services Council, and it is for children. We're going to be giving away books on May 24th at Clover Park with the Mets, and we do that every year. It's free and open to the public. All kids get in free with one adult. And so I want everybody to get that on their calendar because it's all about reading for the summer. So I want to make sure that everybody knows May 24th, we're going to be at Clover Park giving away books for kids for the summer. So a lot of great stuff going on and a lot of great combination things between a lot of great organizations in St. Lucie County, and so proud to be a part of them, proud to work with Children's Services Council and the Mets, and proud to be the home for Young Floridians. So just a really exciting time for St. Lucie County, but a really scary time for education in the United States right now. So that's all I have.
Thank you for your report, Ms. Anderson. And thank you for what you do with the Chamber of Commerce. Maybe some of the public don't know about Young Floridian. Can you expand a little bit more on that for us?
Sure. Young Floridian is a scholarship program that's been going on since 1987, and it is housed at the St. Lucie County Chamber of Commerce. And maybe people don't know that in my other capacity, I'm the CEO of the Chamber of Commerce, and all recipients receive a 2-year scholarship, or winners receive a 2-year scholarship to Indian River State College, which I'm sure you think, well, everybody gets that because of the Promise program. But we throw in a book stipend, $750 cash to the winner, and we also send $500 to any school of their choice. But this year we threw in a full four-year scholarship to the Academic Excellence winner at Indian River State College. But they get a special cord that they get to wear at graduation, and it just has a really long, strong history of pride in St. Lucie County. So it's something that we're very proud of. There's a lot of pomp and circumstance, and I think it's worth it just for that. So if you come to Sunrise Theater, we'll put on a big show for you. So, and honestly, the best thing about it is listening to the stories of these kids and the accomplishments of these kids. It really makes you feel good about the future.
Can anyone attend this Sunday?
Anyone can attend. It's free
free?
and open to the public.
Okay. Great news.
Yeah.
And as I said before, thank you for what you do
Thank
in
you.
that area. My grandson got straight A's to principal honor roll. Maybe he'll be a Young Floridian one day. His mom was.
Oh,
His mom?
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
she's a Young Floridian.
Shanique
She
was,
won.
yeah. There's a lot of really prominent people in St. Lucie County that were Young Floridian recipients. Some council people, some assistant city managers. It's got a great history.
Yes, it does. Okay, thank you so much for your report, and we're going to move right along to Ms. Richardson's report.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So today, I want to express my gratitude to everyone for being here tonight to experience C.A. Moore's outstanding performance. When Principal Jackson offered to have her school perform this evening, it was a testament to the her immense pride that she has in her students and teachers. C.A. Moore truly embodies their motto, the year of yes. Be a dreamer and a doer. And a remarkable work is happening there, reflects dedication. The remarkable work that's happening there reflects the dedication of Principal Jackson, AP Bergeron, and their entire staff. Principal Jackson, keep up the good work. Thank you. Thank you. As we approach the progress monitoring 3 assessment in the coming weeks, this is the definitive evaluation of the year. I would be remiss if I did not recognize the extraordinary efforts of our principals and educators. When invited to visit some classroom, I witnessed, like Dr. Prince, a rich variety of teaching methods tailored to students' needs that have left a profound impression. Our educators have shown remarkable ingenuity, passion, and dedication in their approach. So I can relate, and I can, just understand everything that you are saying, Dr. Prince. Whether through pep rallies or individual encouragement, they have provided support to our students, and for that, I offer my deepest appreciation. There's an old story about a woodsman who, when asked how he would spend the 5 minutes he had to cut down a tree, he said he would use the first half of that time, sharpening his axe. This is precisely what you've been doing these past months, or teachers, or principals, or educators. This is what you've been doing, sharpening your tools, that axe. Optimizing your resources and preparing diligently the axe you have. I leave both staff and students with this thought from Mike Farrell. If you try to do your best, there is no failure. Best of luck. And this ends my comments. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Richardson. Hey, Mr. Ingersoll, your report?
No report. I'm good.
And I have a short one, but it's worth mentioning. Thank you, Ms. Hawley, for your trip to Tallahassee and being that advocate that we need here on the local level. As you know, you and I have gone quite some time, several times together, and how important it is to be an advocate from locally for the state, and how important it is to go before those legislators and the folks that are running things on that level. So we appreciate the time. It does take some time to get to Tallahassee, and we appreciate your efforts as well. It's been a great night. I want to close out by also talking to the principals directly. I have been to several of your schools, and I have just, board members, if you want to have a feel-good day, go visit a school. I mean, I had to leave, at one point yesterday. I went to Lakewood Park principal? Yes, yes. Went to Lakewood Park and visit there. Ms. Melrose and her staff were just incredibly inviting and welcoming. But most importantly, you go to these schools and you go in the classrooms. I know Lakewood Park has had its challenges as well, and she's done a fantastic job since she's been there. She's been able to bring that school up from a D to a high C, almost a B, 1 point from a B last time. If we're gonna get that B, we're gonna get that A, right? We're just gonna keep working at it. But I was just so touched to see how well the children are being taught there, and to go in the classroom and to see these kids perform the way they're performing in this day and time where we're at today is an incredible thing. Thank you to the district staff, administrators, and what you do to be supportive to the principals in the classroom, and all together we are definitely making a difference, and I'm always bragging about the big difference that we're making in this county. So we appreciate what you do as well. At this time, with all minds clear, thank you so much for all of your attendance. We know that many of us have not eaten yet, so we are adjourned at this time.